Oh. Come on, Charlie. Come on, buddy. Time for the podcast. Time for the podcast, Mr. Charles. Good evening or good afternoon. It's about 4:30 here, Central Standard Time in Chicagoland. Welcome, Land Cruiser Midwest. Glad to have you, Wonder Chrissy here. We've been, well, excuse me, been doing some safaring today for sure. I've got my paint clothes on. Let's see if we can straighten out this camera. A little bit, just a little bit. How's that? Can we work with that? Maybe. Well, anyway, today has been, it's Charlie in the background. Don't know if you can hear him, but Charles, come on, buddy. The podcast is waiting for you. Oh, come on, I'll lift you up. There he is. Mr. Charles. The Life of Charlie the Cat is his channel. We are going to put him up over here. He's going to join us. Do you have anything to say to your fans today, Charles? Do you want to say something? You don't like the cameras, but how about the microphone? Do you want to play with the microphone? No, he's not saying anything. He's not saying anything, but he wanted to be here for the show. So welcome to the show. We got a good show for you today. Whether we do or not, I don't know. We're winging it today, buds. We're winging it today. We're in day 2 of our soft lockdown in Chicagoland. And I just spent a couple hours doing some painting. Doing some bathroom rehab here at the ranch in suburban Chi-Town. So Sassy Sue's putting up some outdoor lights and garland, and I thought I'd get a quick podcast in with Charlie. And we did have a couple of videos hit today. The Lake Geneva Part 2 video hit, and also one about how to make Midwestern chili. So those two videos were released today and are out there for your viewing pleasure. Been getting a lot of feedback on the butterball turkey cooking. Folks say they love the how-to videos. So we got the turkey and the chili. So I hope those two, you can learn something from them. I'm not a gourmet cook or anything by the means, right, Charles? We just make good stuff. Charlie likes turkey. He's been whining for turkey for the last week. He knows there's turkey in the house. So, yeah, I think we're going to do, maybe we'll videotape it too. We're going to do some turkey breasts. I was thinking about picking up 2 and putting them in the old Nesco cooker and making some turkey breasts for next week. Probably Tuesday, Wednesday or so. With the lockdown, we're going to be hunkering it down here in the studio. So, I got my safari hat on today, so we're looking for adventures on every turn. Goodbye, Charles. Goodbye, buddy. So it was a nice day here today. We've got a little bit of sun. The sun's going down quickly here. It's 4:30 and it's getting dark. So I think the days will continue to get shorter, and around December sometime, middle of December, I think they start getting a little bit longer. So we got a month of these early sunsets, but at least we have a sunset. There's some days in December where it's just gray and you don't see the sun and it doesn't set. It's just not there. So not looking forward to those. They're coming, but in the meantime, we'll make do with what we got. I hope you guys had a good Saturday and you're getting ready for a nice dinner. And gonna end the weekend off right. Here in Chicago, as I said, we've got a soft lockdown, which means there is no indoor dining. Stores are at 25% of capacity. Grocery stores, they're the exception. They're at 50%. So really, unless a restaurant's got some type of climate-controlled outdoor seating, restaurants are pretty much stuck with drive-through, if they got drive-through or takeout. So I'm sure the restaurant industry is going to be hurting. Our casinos have been closed. Our video gaming, which is in a lot of restaurants, has been closed. So they're looking to, I guess things are getting a little bit better, but we need like a week's worth of good news before they will release the quarantine or the lockdown. So in the meantime, we're supposed to kind of just stay at home alone and twiddle our thumbs, kind of like this. If you know how to do that, that's twiddling your thumbs. I can do that. So as I said, I've been doing some home improvement today, and got a good coat up, coat of paint up, and I think I got one more coat to do tomorrow, and some cleanup, and then we got a little bit of got to take down a light fixture and get behind that and do some painting. But for the most part, the whole bathroom has seen one coat. It needs another coat tomorrow, and should be good. Should be good. We're doing some videos of that, so once we get closer to done, we'll take some videos to show you about that whole transformative project that we undertook here. So we're right in the midst of it. I'm thinking we're going to do a floor after we get the painting done, and next week we've got a guy coming in to do some painting on the tub and the tile with some epoxy paint, some revitalization of old stuff. So we'll show you that, and hopefully we'll end up with a nicer looking bathroom for a while. All right, as I said, I am I am Wonder Chrissy, and this is Land Cruiser Midwest. We are all about the Midwest and the Heartland, and getting out and doing some adventure and wandering. And you ever heard the saying that not all that wander are lost? Well, that's us. And I've got co-companion, Sassy Sue, that breaks in every once in a while on these podcasts, but I don't know if she'll have time to sneak in and peek in on us today, but she's my co-companion and camera lady when needed. So as a group, we are Land Cruiser Midwest, and we also have another channel called The Life of Charlie, which you can get to that by looking at, I believe if you go to Land Cruiser Midwest and find our channel, there's a playlist. So if you can find our channel, then find the playlist. There should be a playlist for Charlie's channel, and he's producing videos. I think we just put out a couple holiday videos. I think one dropped this morning, and another will drop next Saturday. So starting to get into the holiday mood here, as Thanksgiving is next Thursday. That's why we did that how to cook a turkey video, for you guys can see how easy it is. Turkeys are so easy to cook. If you got the right equipment, get that. I used the Nesco. We got the Nesco cooker. I think it's like a 40 quart. Good size. I just saw them on sale at Walmart or Farm and Fleet for like $30. That's all you need. They hold up to like a 22 pound turkey. And you know what? We did ours. We had a 16 pounder. We did it in 2.5 hours of cooking, half hour of standing time, and 3 hours we were carving it. So if you look at the video that we did, we give you some tips and tricks on and actually how to make sure you get the deboning done quickly, efficiently, and properly. And there's a trick to that. So I'm not going to tell you what the trick is. You got to watch the video, and it will explain the whole trick to you. And it makes your life 10 times easier. And once you give it a try, you're going to say, why did I not know this? So we give you that trick in that video, and it is out there on our channel. How to cook a butterball turkey from Land Cruiser Midwest. Give it a look-see. Oh, so what else is going on today? I see NCAA football is in full swing, but I was quickly looking at some of the scores, and it looks like, again, this weekend there's been some postponements and cancellations across the country. It looks like number 4 Clemson, one of the top teams in the United States, canceled their game or postponed it, whatever you want to say. They're using both terms. I don't know if this is their second game or they were delayed or canceled, but I don't see how, if they can lose too many games to COVID, how they can be in the hunt for a national title. So going to be a weird year for NCAA football, but they are playing. And my alma mater, the NIU, Northern Illinois University Huskies, took it on the nose this week. I think they played at Ball State and got beat. They mounted a comeback, but couldn't pull it off. So kudos to those guys. They're not having a good season. I think they're 1-3 now, maybe. Not the team of old. A couple of years ago, 5-6 years ago, they had Heisman Trophy candidates. And we're winning their conference every year. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year. So, yeah, they've got a new coach. I think second year for the coach. It's going to take a little bit of time maybe to get things going or return to where they were, but we still have faith on our Huskies. Go, you Northern Huskies. So that's kind of the update on them. The Bears are the local team here, Chicago Bears. Remember them? The team with the crappy quarterbacks, yeah, for years and years and years. Man, I sometime we'll have to go through all the quarterbacks that have played for the Bears, and there's just a long list, a laundry list, a litany of poor quarterbacks that the Chicago Bears put on the field for many, 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 actually for a decade or more, maybe 2 decades. If you go back and look from the 86 Super Bowl team forward, you are just going to see a long list of inadequate, inferior, and bad quarterbacks. As we talked about earlier this week, Nick Foles may be included in that list, but I'm cutting the guy a little bit of slack because he's just not getting the protection. I mean, it's like it's like his offensive line does not exist. I don't know. They've got a lot of injuries and people playing in positions that they've never played before or haven't played in, and it shows. It shows. There, when he snaps the ball, the defensive team is just running after him. So it's not good. You can say I don't have the faith, but I'm not looking for the Bears to do much. I think the air is slowly coming out of the Bears balloon, as you would say, because they are taking it on the nose the last, I remember they're a 3-game skid now. Maybe more, but it's a 3-game skid for sure, and They got a bye week this week, and I don't know. They come back next week, and they're playing the Packers. Oh. So if you talk about no-name quarterbacks for the Bears, if you flip the page, there's the Green Bay Packers, who have a litany or a laundry list of Pro Bowl quarterbacks and Hall of Famers. So if you were to look at the list of quarterbacks for the Green Bay Packers, there's probably 10 in the last 20 years. And if you look at the Bears, there's probably like a new quarterback every year. So there's probably a list of 30, 35 quarterbacks that have played significant time for the lowly Bears. So night and day when you talk about the Packers and the Bears. I'm sorry to say, but next week they take on the Packers and their awesome quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, who will just pick them apart. Aaron Rodgers is just like Brett Favre just picked the Bears apart game after game. He had the recipe for the Bears, and he passed it on to Aaron Rodgers. So that's what the Bear fans have to look forward to. And as I said in one of my other podcasts is, in the past, the Bears always had that fan advantage at Soldiers Field because the crowd is really close to the field and the crowd is usually lively. It's not your corporate crowd. It's a true fan crowd that goes to Soldier Field week after week and stand out in the cold and cheer the Bears on. But now with the fans not there, there's almost like no backstop for the Bears. So when the Bears are going through hard times and losing game after game, it's the fans that help stand them up and push them in the right direction and maybe turn that loss into a win. But now there's nothing but some background noise on the speakers that they can rely on, and that just doesn't do it. They need the 50, 60,000 fans to be cheering them on and getting them in the right direction in the middle of the quarter as waiting to halftime to regroup. So, the Bears are missing that, and I think that is a big part of football in Chicago is the fans. So, without the fans this year, it's a double whammy on the Bears. Double whammy. So, that's what you got from me about the Bears. The Cubs, as we talked about. Hold on, I got to sneeze here. Oh, wow. Cubs, they lost their manager of operations, director of baseball, whatever his title was. Oh, man, allergies. All the dust from painting today. But he resigned, passed the reins over to his second in charge guy, Jed Hoyer. As I've been calling for months now, go back and look at my daily podcast back when the Cubs were heading towards the playoffs this year. I told you there's one player that should be gone, and he's got the statistics the last couple of years to prove it, and that is Chris Bryant, who really just hasn't produced for the Cubs since the World Series, and he's looking for a payday coming here soon, and I just don't think the Bears should pay him off. I think he's better somewhere else making the big bucks than doing what he's been doing the last couple of years for the Cubs. So, as we talked about here, there is no shortage of trade bait within the Cubs organization. They're stocked. They actually have too many good players and stars, but the problem is they're not producing to their potential or above their potential, and thus you've got an average team at best. So, they let the manager try to turn it around this year, and it didn't happen. He did a little bit better than the prior year, but same type of problems that we've seen the last couple of years with the Bears, the Cubs. Continue. So, I don't know. We're expecting lots of changes in the Cubs organization, and yet to be seen. I'm sure we'll start seeing stuff soon as the off season progresses, and they're looking, I guess, February. Usually beginning of February they start talking about spring training, so usually they like to have their team kind of set up by that time. Looks like the NBA, there's a lot of guys changing teams in the NBA, and they're getting ready to start up again. I think the end of November or sometime in early December, they're going to be starting their season. So, a lot of activity on the NBA side. Although I'm not a real big NBA fan, I'm more of a college guy, and I think the college season's kind of up in the air too. I know that the Big Ten is going to try to play without fans in the stands, so we'll see if they can do it. I don't know if they can keep their teams away from the virus, but that seems to be how it's going to be. I heard something about Mohegan Sun was going to do a bubble type of thing for 40 teams or something out on the East Coast. So I don't know how that kind of figures into what's going on in the Big Ten. I am a Big Ten basketball fan. I enjoy watching all the Big Ten teams. Although I see in the NBA draft, they only had like one player that was drafted in the first round, which was kind of sad. But some years they got a good flock of guys. Other years it's kind of not so good. But they're a competitive league, and it's tough to compete with the Dukes and some of those teams. And what's the one out in Portland? Gonzaga. Is it Gonzaga? Is it Portland, I believe? So, it's college basketball should be starting up, probably the same time. I thought it was the end of November. Let me do a quick check. Look at one of my local teams here. See when they're ready to start. 12-2. Looks like they're starting 12-2. That's the Northwestern Wildcats. And I need to check up on their football team today. They had a big game. They're like tops in the league of the Big Ten. They were playing Wisconsin today. I wonder how they did. It should be done, I would think. Should be done. Let's look at the scores. There again, playing to empty fans, no fans. Northwestern is beating Wisconsin 14-7 in the third quarter. They're ranked 19th. Wisconsin is ranked 10th. So that is a good game. That probably got another quarter of that to watch. Maybe I'll catch a piece of that when I finish this podcast. We usually like to go 30 minutes, and we're heading towards that finish line right now. So like, share, subscribe, folks. We are Land Cruiser Midwest, and we are an up-and-coming YouTube channel. Check out all of our videos. We do some how-tos, and we take you somewhere. That's our tagline right up there, taking you somewhere. Because anybody that watches YouTube knows there's no shortage of YouTubers that want to take you to nowhere. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of channels where they're taking you nowhere. So it's like, well, why would I need to go nowhere? There's nothing to see out with nowhere. So our goal is, unlike them, to take you somewhere. And we do that in our Land Cruisers. And we've got 3 different Land Cruisers. We've got a convertible. We've got an all-wheel drive for the winter, and we've got a SUV 4-wheel drive if we really need to get into some nasty locations. So we're ready. We're ready to take you somewhere. So, and that's what we're all about. We're producing some great content out there. Give us a look-see. Like, share, subscribe. Share it with all your friends, family, and proteges out there. Anybody can watch our channel. It's pretty family friendly, and yeah, it's a fun time, guys. Fun times. Sweaty balls, right, from SNL. Remember that? Sweaty balls. So yeah, so that's about all I have for today. We're pushing the 30-minute line, and if you follow us at all, you know we kind of got a standard closure. We kind of go 1, 2, 3, click, and we click out. And I think we're about at that time, so let me get ready to do the 1, 2, 3, click.